Welcome back to NBA Cinema. So today we have to talk about Ja Morant. This is his first time addressing the media as his day of getting back on the court and out of the court, because we saw those videos the other day. But really, truthfully, seriously, man, getting back on the court and doing what he loves to do. Ja was asked a lot of questions about point guards, who they thought passed them and all that. If you want to check that out, check the full interview out on the Memphis Grizzlies YouTube page. I took out a few sections, obviously, because there were going to be questions about his conduct and how he plans on moving forward. And, some of the things that he did. Now, Ja, they asked him, had he talked to any player around the league? He gave his answer to that. They asked him, why should we trust him now? He gave an answer to that, and I pretty much like Ja's answers throughout this interview, throughout this process, and I'm hoping that, the things that he's saying in here, he really applies them. Now, obviously, we're not asking him to go out there and be perfect. He's gonna get into the game, and he could get in people's face and all that type of stuff. But just the off-court stuff, brandishing a firearm, different things like that. We're hoping that he stays away from it because he's an exceptional talent. But you look at, the way that Shai Gilgeous has ascended, Fox, Brunson, Halliburton. Now you got a whole new crop of guards that's right there, which that's good. I love competition. So Ja's going to look to come back and make his mark, man, in this league again amongst the top point guards. But let's check out what he had to say to some of these questions, and I'll be back.
There was the first incident in March. You took time away to work on yourself, and then despite that, what happened in May that led to the suspension still happened. Why should people believe that the changes you made this time are long-lasting and sustainable?
I can't, make nobody believe me outside of my actions. So me answering this question with just words probably won't mean nothing to nobody.
Ja, two questions. One, just following up, what does protecting my peace mean? What does that look like? What does that mean?
Just doing whatever, I feel like that, keeps me happy, keep me in a good mood. Right now, honestly, I feel like the number one thing outside of, being around my family, and, having, more time to, spend with my daughter is, being around the team. I feel like that's, when I normally have my best days, when I'm normally in my best mood. So coming days, hopefully, I'll be, even happier when, it's a consistent thing.
And then there's a lot of people, whether it's written or spoken, who have told you or told the world, like, what you've done wrong. I'm curious, what mistakes do you think you've made throughout all this last year or so, if any? Like, when you've reflected, what do you think you've done wrong, if anything, or do you not think you've done anything wrong?
I've made a lot of mistakes, not some that's even been public, even with my family. It's a lot.
Ja, how is it for you to have Derrick Rose and Marcus Smart on the team?
It's great, honestly. Two veteran guys who, are very vocal in our locker room, who has been a big help, from, guys has been here for years into, guys that's, just coming in. I feel like, those pieces for us, not only on the court but off the court, will help us, get better, all around and, excel and play at a high level.
Ja, you talked about the support you've received from your family, from the organization. What about around the league, from fellow players? Have they given you their support, and also have they given you advice as well?
No, I didn't talk to none of them.
And with everything that you've gone through and everything that is weighing on you as you start to play again, do you have to play, or do you think there's a fine line, not on the court, because you're not going to change the way you play, but with everybody, so many eyes on you now again, do you feel like there's a sense of pressure off the court that, man, I just got to walk that line and just be this NBA basketball player and a father and with your family? Is there a difference this time than maybe any other time you rolled out and played in terms of the pressure to do right as you move forward?
I feel like that's a good question. I honestly feel like, I can't go away from being Ja. I feel like that's the most important thing, not trying to lose myself or, be somebody that I'm not or, act totally different. But the change will be, my decision making and, how I go about my daily life of being, you know, a NBA player, you know, a father, a role model, a brother, a son, and just, you know, focusing in on that, you know, being, you know, the best Ja I can be.
So I'm gonna be honest, man. I like Ja Morant's answers. He didn't pretend like, you know, he was gonna come back and be this perfect person, but he did say, you know, pretty much that he has to watch the way that he conducts himself and the elements he's around. He says the time he got to spend with his daughter, his family, has been good for him, and it's good reflection. I want to see this young man come back and assert himself up there with the top PGs again, because he's going to be viewed as that when he takes the floor. So hopefully he's taking his game to even another level. You know, now it's going to take some game reps to get back comfortable, get where he was prior to leaving, you know, but Ja had a lot of time to reflect, and hopefully, you know, he becomes a better leader because of this. He has Marcus Smart, Derrick Rose in that locker room. So looking at the way Dillon has fit in with Houston, I'm interested to see how Marcus Smart, how his production would change with Ja, the natural star, back in his role, how Marcus Smart's going to be able to star in his role going forward. But, man, I think Ja answered those questions really good. He said him answering with words, it don't mean nothing right now. He's going to have to show you with actions, and I'm glad he took that approach, and he knows everybody knows that. And that's what Stephen A. Smith has said a while back. So that's good that he's taking accountability in that way. Now, he did say at some point in that press conference that there were things that happened, you know, with his family. Other things that wasn't even publicized were mistakes that he made outside of what we even know. So Ja's sitting here basically telling us, man, that's only the half of it. So in a way, like, yeah, it's really bad, but in a way, I got penalized before even more stuff hit the surface, and now I'm able to resume my playing career as a star guard in the NBA. So I'm hoping Ja, you know, just rocks with it and leads his team. You know, now the goal would be for this team, I would try to be looking to get in a play-in position, because they started off so bad that now they're going to have to claw their way back. But get full strength, try to claw your way up to a top 10 spot and try to upset a team, you know, or position yourself to win those series of games you have to win to get into the postseason. You know, Ja's contract incentives is still about him making an all-star team and all that type of stuff. So I don't see a path to him making the NBA all-star team just because he's coming back in Christmas. You got, you know, 3rd of December to play ball. You got January and the beginning of February. I ain't going to say he won't play at all-star level. I'm just saying, is that enough time for him to even be considered? Because I know they added on those stipulations about the amount of games played and stuff like that before you can get certain rewards and accolades. So that would be my question, man. But yeah, Ja, I like the way he presented himself in this press conference. I want to know what y'all think about Ja Morant. Do you think he's a changed man? You think he learned his lesson? Or you think we're going to be sitting down having this same discussion in a few months? I'm hoping not, man. That's not what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that this guy gets in there and becomes the player that everybody fell in love with at Murray State again. You know, not all that talking, we good in the West and all that. Just go out there and do your thing. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, peace.